We are live. Discord notification in. Higurashi. Now be here or be square, nerds. And boom. Boom. Copy paste the link. We're good to go. Alright. Alright, trying to give myself a nice good old stretch. Warm up the good old vocal cords. Speak a lot though today. A lot of talking. Don't really have to do a lot of vocal exercises. Yo, Beans, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Howdy, howdy. Hope you're doing fantastically. Hope you ate your daily nutritional intake recommended value of beans today. The more you eat, the more you toot. So, hope you're tooting plenty. I don't know. Guess that's how we're starting. Eat beans, ladies and gentlemen. Eat beans. Agua. I really need to clean my room still. Room is, it's not dirty or like filthy. It's just a mess. Things just end up being a mess eventually, don't they? All right. Might as well start the show. Where is my little pitch of my do? Put that up here just in case. All right. And we are up. So, welcome, welcome. Howdy, howdy. Make sure all is well and dandy. Just some beans. Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Welcome to Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter 7, I think I'm on. Means why no. Hey, beats to the punch, my man. Gotta be quicker. Too slow. First is only for the fast kids, the cool kids. You're second place. You know what to say about second place. Second place is just first loser. So yeah. Suck it. All right. Yeah, end of chapter 6. So where did we leave off? We'll have to maybe load up the... Should I have a second instead? I'd be best at that. No. Next thing you'll be telling me I should be giving out participation trophies. And this stream's for winners only. To meritocracy. And yeah, just gotta live with that. Live with that or die. Okay, festival. All right. So we were told pretty much what we already know about all that damn business by Shion, the photographer, and the photographer's side piece. I appreciate the hydrates, my man. I don't have to go. All right, got my forceps in. I'm nice and lubricated, oiled up, ready to go. Ready to kill some monsters and some demons. And maybe some little girls too. We'll see how it goes. That is loud. Hold on. There we go. All right, see if I can get my voice together. A little tired, but I'm trying to get my Mark Hamill on. Wow, it's Kichikun. Good morning, good morning. Rena was ecstatically waving her arms at me, already brimming with energy. All the water left because tap water is shit in America. Yeah, tap water is okay. I do prefer Deer Park though. But I mean, it's all right. It's a solid B tier. It's not spring water, but it'll do. It's consumable. Guess depends which side of America you're in. Like if you're in Flint, Alabama, or like Flint, Michigan, then yeah, it's probably shit. But these impressions are insane. You should say, think of a big black man chasing. Are you talking about that Ghost Stories dub? Ah, God, it's been a while since I've seen that. Think of a big black man chasing you. Yeah, my vocal range, it's there. It's Ghost Stories dub quality for sure. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see. I mean, you guys sticking around this long, so I'm sure it's hitting a note inside of your body somewhere. All right, let me get back into this. What do you mean, good morning? It's already evening. Just say hello or something. Oh, I just like memes. Yeah, memes are nice. But this is the first time I've seen you today, so I think good morning is right. It's right. Yeah, she's got a point. I got it. Put your horses. Also, just like to point this out, this is the dress she wore when she started going little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so not sure if there's any significance there, but I'd like to point that out. Okay then, good morning it is. Good morning, Reina. I grabbed Reina's head and rubbed it with my head. Like this. She squirmed, reveling in the motion like a cat. Hey, Aki-chan. Sorry about yesterday. I left without telling you. Yo, she is so mad at me. I can tell through that smile, those dark, lifeless eyes of her. She wants to kill me. But she probably wants to kill Shion more than me, honestly. She knows what a gold digger she is. No, it's my fault. Sorry for making you wait so long. Are you talking about setting up for the festival yesterday? How was it, Kichi-kun? Did you do your job properly? The slight muscle pain throughout my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious. I did great. I'm pretty worn out now, though. I grin dryly, and the three of us break out into laughter. Oh ho ho ho. Chortle, chortle, chortle. Where's Satsuko and Rika-chan? Are we meeting up with them at the festival? Yep. Rika-chan's actually been there since yesterday, because she has such an important job. I think Satsuko-chan stayed with her, so they're already at the shrine. Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She'd been practicing especially hard for this day. As her friend, I needed to make sure I went and cheered her on. Yay, go friendship. Oh, Jesus, hit my mic. Hopefully friendship can equalize audio levels. Alright, let's go right away. Yay! Teamwork. Even though teamwork is just watching somebody do a thing. As we got closer to the shrine, we started passing by more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. It began to get noisier too. I thought I could hear something like a Bond dance song. Without being able to restrain my impatience, I dashed up the entire flight of stone stairs. Kichi-kun, you're going too fast. Wait for me. Yo, pick it up. I don't have time for losers. Gotta go fast. Gotta hustle. Gotta move. We ain't got time for this slowpoke bullshit. Okay, pop filter up. Man, Ki-chan, you're such a little kid. Whoa, the shrine grounds. If they were packed with people, it was a festival if I ever saw one. Wow, they went all out this year. Amazing, amazing. They're coming from Hinawazawa. Huh? The bedridden old man from Kimiyoshi branch family's here too. I think the old guy went home from Watanagashi last year and stayed in bed ever since. Yeah, there were a lot of villagers here that I didn't really know. They must have all been pouring in just for today. Oh, it's Satsuko-chan. Hey. Oh, if it isn't everyone. Yes, hello to you all. Yo, what's up, bitch? There's a lot of people today. Don't get lost in the crowd, okay? Who do you think you're talking to? Satsuko too seems somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way. It's only natural. Huh, where's Rika-chan? She still has free time, doesn't she? Rika was giving her respects to the mayor and other important people. She shall come before long. I see. Rika-chan is a shrine maiden for today's festival, after all. It's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the elders. It's not that they're going to live that long anyway. It really is a pain. Hello, everyone. How? Rika-chan. Oh, wow. I want to take you home. Rika-chan wore that immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the shelves. Wonder what a house looks like. Probably like a mess. It was a perfect fit for her somehow mystical appearance. How does it fit? It's not too long, is it? My grandma gave me some safety pins just in case her sleeves are too long. It's alright. It really is comfortable. As she spoke, she began to do some twists and stretches. It's great, it's so cute. Oh. There was approximately one person here getting a nosebleed from watching Rika-chan move. Kichi-kun, don't you think she's cute, don't you? If you don't, then she'll be all mine, and I'll take her home with me. I think she's really cute. Totally cool. I don't think I've seen this word properly like spelled once in this entire series. No, I literally can't think of a situation at all. Enough that I wanted to pretend to be her big brother or dad and take pictures with her. Okay. If we take a picture from two different places and make it stereoscopic, we can eat, or rather stare at, a real life Rika-chan at our houses whenever we want. Okay. Hey, you're getting a little creepy. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. Raina's eyes and mine glittered with stars as our noses bled and we drooled. Rika, you'd best stay away from them. For once, I agree with Satsuko. Probably better off without him. Yes, or I might get locked away in a basement somewhere. Ha 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 ha. You look like you're enjoying it though, Rika-chan. Me, you're being harsh. We all laugh together again. Okay, let's not hang around here. Let's get to the festival. There's not much time left until Rika-chan's big debut. Woo! You're right. Great. Let's go, everyone. Yay. Yo. If it isn't the daughter of Sonozaki. Eat up. The yakisoba is packed full of pork. Full of that good swine. Some of that Tex-Mex barbecue. Fix you filled it up with as much as we could. We put in fried calamari and pork. Just like old mama used to make. Gotcha, old timer. The yakisoba this year looks like quite an achievement. You have squid too. You put a ton of time into this, didn't you? Wow, it's tasty. It's tasty. I wonder why the music's so actiony. Like, this is the music that you usually have when it's like a club activity. I don't know, maybe it's some action-packed food. Yeah, the squid's delicious, but the aroma, fantastic. Yeah, boy. It wonderfully compensates for how soft it tends to be, the supple splendorness of it. There's a delightful amount of squid and pork in it too. Yep, not bad at all, I'll say. 7.8 out of 10. Haha, Key-chan, you sound like you could walk into a cooking program and become the host. Yeah, when I see Kichikun acting like it's so good, it somehow tastes even better. I don't discriminate among delicious food. So, anything I say is tasty has got to be worth trying out, right? Kichi, please give us your opinion of the yakisoba again. I'll do it in 2 words. Wow, whoosha. Jazz hands. Absolutely scrumptious. I've had a second stomach. I'd buy another one right now. Having heard my Michelin 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba stand. I could become a salesman, honestly. Just gotta not get killed. Wow, that's amazing. Keishan said it was so good that a little crowd started to form. Not bad. There's nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick out my chest, put on air. Yep. Hey, nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Oh, is that so? Then perhaps I shall try it out. Mister, could I perchance bother you for one takoyaki? Satsuko bought a stick of takoyaki balls of fried octopus. Oh, jeez. From the adjacent stand, and after blowing on it, put one of them into her mouth. How is it, Satsuko-chan? If you give it a good rating, then Reina will buy it too. Chomp, chomp, chew, chew, gulp. Now it's time for the Hanamizawa Michelin judge Satsuko Hujo to give her impressions. Though she was all for it a moment ago, Satsuko hesitated to give it her thoughts. Hey now, what's the matter? Everyone else takes one of their own and puts it into their mouths. It was like not that good. Huh? Rena got gipped. Mine's bad too. There's no octopus in it. This takoyaki vendor. Could this be some sort of summer festival only octopus free takoyaki stand? An evil takoyaki stand that skimped on the octopus because they figured it would make them good money today. Mine has some. Yeah. It's pretty good considering there's octopus in it. How am I supposed to explain this octopus free takoyaki's any good? Everyone wondered about that. You should get your money back. Our quizzical looks seem to be drawing equally dubious stares from the people online. How about this? Takoyaki without any octopus is really healthy. And even people who don't like octopus can eat this delicious takoyaki. Alright, not bad, not bad. Got a nice little promo there. After hearing that, several surprise guests left the line. Alright, maybe, listen, I thought you were on the right track, Reina. It had the exact opposite effect. Alright. Then I'll give it a try. A self-inspired take on takoyaki, in which you can clearly taste the simple flavors of the flour, green onions, and pickled ginger. The unaffected taste is bolstered by the absence of octopus. It wasn't half bad, but after hearing the "there is no octopus in it" clause, even more people left the line. I just realized I got the 70k points. Damn, dude. Hardcore PP farming. Just raking in those points like a nice little savings account. Rika-chan, any good comments? There's a spider on my wall. Hold on. Oh, whatever. Let's go on. You can be the honest. 400 yen's too much for this. That was too honest. Even more customers leave the line, dealing a lethal blow. Honestly, vendor kind of deserves it. There were other takoyaki stands around after all. Well, I mean, we might not want to be doing this. Hey, Satsuko, you started all this, so give us a great big turnaround. But I cannot do it. How do you expect me to lavish praise upon takoyaki without any octopus in it? I'm sorry, is the vendor like right there? How is he not like giving them so much shit right now? Yeah, you idiot. Satsuko's angry outburst was the finishing blow. Eck. The customers are all gone. Huh? The guy is staring at us. Oh, there's the anger. Why is that? Why is that? How? There's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I, Kichi Mabara-sama, lend a generous hand. Kichi-kun, you could do it. We want you to save the takoyaki vendor who didn't put any octopus in. Still have no idea why we're trying to save this dude. I mean, he clearly gypped the fucking takoyaki. He shouldn't have any business. Don't smile as you say something so bitter. All right. Fine. This may be the only chance you get to see a pro at work. So, watch carefully. I shoved the stick into an octopus-less takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it. But Mion's had some in it. That was the important point. The man who runs his takoyaki stand, who truly loves takoyaki in every meaning of the word. No, it could even be said that he adores it. Eh? Everyone gasped in surprise, including the takoyaki vendor glaring at us. This man truly does love takoyaki. And because he loves it, he doesn't want to create half-hearted random ones like some plebeian. No. Isn't that right? The takoyaki vendor looked down, unsure. Those watching were listening intently, wanting to know why octopusless takoyaki deserves such a high rating. Ichi-san, if he really and truly loved takoyaki that much, why did he make takoyaki without octopus at all? Is he not portraying that very takoyaki? You may be right. In one sense, it is a betrayal. However, it's the best possible compromise this man could find. This man is making real takoyaki today, as he always does. However, only one or two of them on each stick are the real ones. Well, you're right. The one I ate had octopus in it. And considering it did actually have it, didn't taste bad at all, you know. Right. That was a bona fide, magnifique, authenticato takoyaki. And as for the other ones, it was the biggest compromise you can make against the biases of the general populace, who all think that there need to be 8 pieces on a stick, or else it's not real takoyaki. Huh? Kichi-kun, I don't understand what you mean. Why is one of them the real thing and all the other ones are fake? Why? The secret lies in the octopus. Mister, this octopus It's true Akashi octopus, isn't it? In recent years, the number of octopuses caught in Akashi has decreased, and their prices have risen drastically. The prices are now so high that you wouldn't even think of using them in takoyaki. Then the man, who had been looking down this whole time, mumbled, yeah, that's right. Akashi octopus, it's very expensive. But this man absolutely had to have the Akashi octopus. Could have bought much worse quality octopus for cheaper, as much as he wanted, and he would have still been able to fool everyone. There are plenty of other scamming takoyaki vendors who claim theirs are from Akashi, even though they're not. But this man wouldn't accept it. He wouldn't tell lies. Not him. Akashi octopus are supreme. He would never relinquish this one for stubborn conviction. This man loved takoyaki. Where was I? That's why he never lies. Nope. Always a truth teller. Yet, there's one point that he absolutely had to compromise on. What might that be? The number. The popular opinion is that a stick of takoyaki should have 8 pieces on it. Even if it's real Akashi octopus, he couldn't charge 400 yen for just 1 piece, could he? If he didn't have 8 pieces, no one would buy them. This man wept over it. He agonized and pained in order to make just 1 true piece of takoyaki. He wouldn't ever let himself lie through the other 7. Ooh, the octopus-free takoyaki vendor burst into tears. I gently clap one of his shoulders. No matter what anyone else says, I will never forget how genuine you are. You, sir, are a true vendor of the takoyaki. You are the only one in the world with the right to call himself that. GG. As I embraced the shoulders of this man, shedding his manly tears, those watching delivered a round of applause, moved by my speech. Everyone, I beg of you, please eat some of this true takoyaki vendor's takoyaki. If you don't treasure genuine men like this, then how can we protect the true path of the takoyaki? If nobody else will eat them, then I'll eat them all. What? Everyone watching is lining up. Kichi-kun, you did it, you did it. Ain't nothing. Just, let them know how I feel. Stay true to myself, have the gift of the gab, and let loose. I think it's more they thought Ki-chan's propaganda speech was interesting, rather than the takoyaki actually looked good. Ki-chan, you could probably sell plain old rocks if you tried. You could. You would go over well at the entrance of the Akihabara station. Rika, I've never heard of this Akihabara. Where is it? Absolutely stunned at my successful pitch. The guy manning the stall next to this one called out to me. Hey, you guys, do that for my sweets too. I don't know, man. I should be getting paid for this, honestly. This wasn't in the contract. Great, you all get the gist of it, right? It's your turn this time, Reina. Okay, I'll do my best. Oh. When apricot sweets are cold, they're very, very good. The apricots sing so quietly and nicely on top of the syrup. Oh, it's so cute. I want to take it home. How? Looks like she lost herself in this midway through. Yeah, I mean, at least she convinced herself. But a girl giving it such natural praise was itself bringing in some customers. Alright, nice start. A line was quickly forming behind Reina. Next up is the Okonomiyaki stand. Satsuko, you're up. Oop, didn't even do that. Rather well. The crunch of the fried tempura batter mixed with the yakisoba is simply to die for. With a huge piece of bacon laid on top, when you bite into it, it all comes flooding out. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Yeah. That's freaking great. Now I want to try some too. Then a huge line formed at my words. What on earth is this? So basically, all these onlookers are just following us around to all the stands. You got a nice little fan club. When people hear about food from others and then try for themselves, it tastes a lot better than it normally would. So that's it. Even Rika-chan was gorging herself on the food, getting sauce on the bib she'd put on to prevent her shrine mate napkin from getting dirty. Nice. The older guys are getting into it too. Okay, Ki-chan, which one should I do? Kind of curious to see how she goes. I think Mion will either do really good or really poorly. One or the other. Right, Mion. You go to the stand next to that. Show them the depths of your power. Huh? But Ki-chan, the stall next to it's the stall next to that is. Whoops. A goldfish scooping stand. A bit out of our element. No, as club president, I won't flee no matter who or what my opponent. Let's get started. Alright, I like that, Moxie. I look forward to a splendid performance, Mion-san. The onlookers were also watching Mion with hopeful eyes. Welcome, welcome. Here's your net and bowl. Alright, here we go. The goldfish are energetic today. They really look delicious. Okay. Small things like these, you could crunch them down whole. Nom nom nom. Alright. I mean, listen. I thought you were smarter than this, Mion. Apparently not. Mutter, mutter. But, Mion-san, what in the world are you saying? Oh, yo, what's up, Beans? Howdy. But, Mi-chan, you eat them? Did you eat the one Reina caught last year, too? No, I didn't say anything like that. Mion's face went red as she shook vehemently in denial. Well, I mean, you just said so yourself that they really look delicious. Yes, you did indeed say so. My sister is omnivorous. She eats anything that can go in her mouth. If they taste good, then maybe I'll try one next time. No, Rika-chan. Don't. You'll get sick. I mean, not if you cook it. Oh, wait a second. Hey, what the hell? Shion, how long have you been here? Are they talking about the Ninomoki? No, they're talking about eating goldfish. The Ninomoki, I mean... Let's just talking about that red bean cake, and that's just like another word for bean cake, mochi, then I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Ki-chan, Mion, everyone. Good evening. Where'd you come from, Shion? I've been here since the bit with the yakisoba. You were all so loud that I found you right away. Jeez. You've got nothing to do with this, do you? Go somewhere else already. Fuck off. Jeez, Mion, don't treat me so cruelly. Right. Kichan, you're okay with me being here, right? She asked, grabbing my arm and pushing her chest into it. Bounce. Kichi-kun, you're a pervert. Your nose is bleeding. Yeah, I remember that first chapter. Yeah, it's not what they're talking about though. But I do remember in that first chapter about the Moki. When you squish a jelly donut, the jelly comes out, right? Is that a euphemism for something? It's the same. A jelly. I don't want to think about it. This isn't something I have control over. Oh yeah, his nose is bleeding. I thought I was talking about some other body parts being compared to jelly donuts. Never mind. Is that right? Then will more come out if I squeeze harder? Oh boy, it's getting a little. Whew, it's getting a little steamy in here, man. Eesh, squeeze. Shion, her cleavage, it's right up against my chest. Grip. Gah! Shion, what the heck are you trying to do? How vulgar! I seem to have misjudged you. What about my flat chest? Okay. It's getting a little high end. Rika-chan clasps to my other arm too. Rub. That old school spring sound effect has lost all meaning. Yeah, it's same. At this point, it's just kind of background noise. Or what is this writing? A plentiful, plump feeling on my left shoulder, and the sour sensation of a young, unripe fruit in my right. I legit feel like the FBI is gonna come barging in through my door at any minute. How? Don't howl at that. That's some interesting stuff. Quite interesting. Boom, boom, bang. Chicka chow. I couldn't read that. Well, guess be glad that I'm doing it for you. Shion, Rika-chan, and I, our faces now bruised, fell to the ground, limbs sprawled. Shit, even Rika-chan got some of it. I'm gonna stand. Oh boy. Ugh. Stretch. Whew. Man. Nice job, Reina. Everyone's so dirty. How? I mean, I'm just saying as a bystander in this. Reina punched me. It really hurts. Rika, you get what you deserve. Sheesh. Now that Shion was here, the energy around us had increased by 120%. Your friends are so much fun, Mion. I never got bored of them. Ah, right. If you weren't here, it would be way more fun, you know. I want to stay with you all. But if I continue seducing Kichan, my sister looks like she's literally going to bite my head off. So I'll retreat for now. I'll be back. See you later, Mion. Ciao, darling. Don't forget to write. Don't be back. Get the salt. Someone get the salt. After teasing this older sister so much, Shion ran away into the crowd of people and disappeared. I feel that I have borne witness to a rare side of Mion-chan. When Mi-chan is with Shi-chan, she looks kinda cute. Marina smiled happily, earning her a whack on the head from Mion. Don't say dumb stuff. Let's get to the stand already. We went about just like that, really noisily and lively, to the other stands. We were paying money towards the beginning, but midway through, the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny, and we ended up being able to fool around without paying much more. Alright. Thump. The vigorous sound of a big taiko drum echoed through the air. Rika, looks like it's time. Yep, looks like it. Right, it's just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance. I'm a little nervous. Believe in yourself. All of your sweat will definitely amount to something, Rika-chan. Mion slapped hard on Rika-chan's back. That's right. You'll do fantastic, Rika. I'll do my best. Yeah, that's the spirit. I balled my hand into a fist and raised it into the air. We're rooting for you, Rika-chan. Go for it. Yay. Remember, words. Go for it, yay. Rika-chan gave the best smile I'd ever seen, then pivoted on her heel and ran off. Okay, we should get going too. Alright, let's go cheer her on. You mustn't. You must keep silent during the performance. I got it, jeez. Rubbed a hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend up to the end. Then we better hurry. All the good spots will be taken. Come on. Mion ran off, and everyone else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the edifying dance. Wow, this is a lot of people. I turned around to look at everyone else, but nobody was there. Where did everyone go? They probably got lost among all these people. Or they got probably lost in a swarm. One or the other. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. It definitely doesn't look like I can get over there. I don't know, there might be Shion. Might want to be careful there. Well, we got separated. No big deal. We can just meet back up when Rika-chan's dance is over. Gave up on finding the others and wandered around, trying to look for a place where I'd be able to see better. It didn't take long for me to realize I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of the people in front of me, though. Thump thump. Whoa! Yo! Once again, an even louder taiko drum resounded. Not like this. Oh boy. This one was to announce the beginning of the dance. I couldn't see very well, but it seemed like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders, who were in priestly garb. I heard low exhalations of admiration and the seniors rubbing their prayer beads in gratitude. Everyone's heads were in the way, and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. Jeff cut playtime short and come here to get good spots earlier. After Rika-chan intoned the prayer, she took the festival hoe and walked to the pile of quilts stacked on the altar. That's right. The point of the ceremony was to purify bedding and to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? Then the solemn offertory dance began. She had to practice using a mochi pounding mallet. The awkwardly shaped festival hoe Rika-chan held seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down. It was doubtlessly difficult to even lift in the air, but she sweated and waved, raised, dropped it, again and again. She couldn't just deal with it and do it grudgingly. As a shrine maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at the festival. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulders right now. Damn, why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely even see her? I'm her friend, so I should be right up at the best spot rooting for her. Ki-chan, over here. Someone tugged lightly on the back of my shirt collar. Were you about to make out? It was Shion. She beckoned me outside the crowded ring of people. She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she knew a good place nobody else knew of. Shion, what's up? Shh. Just be quiet and come with me. After she told me so, she ran in a big detour around the throng. Man, it's great to have someone who knows the lay of the land here at a time like this. Yep, totally not oblivious to what might be happening right now. Impressed though I was, I nearly lost sight of her right away. No more getting separated from me. I ran after her so that I wouldn't be left behind. As I wondered in anticipation what kind of secret spots Shion had in mind, we left the crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds. Hey, wait, where are we going? Okay. Slightly wearing emojis. Getting further and further away. Shh. Just stay quiet and follow me. You'll understand soon. Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Mion as she said that. No sign of people, not much moonlight. It was dark. We had gotten pretty far away from the crowd of people in the shrine grounds. Wait a second. Am I about to be sacrificed right now? How are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance from here? I see. There's some high spot around here, isn't there? Like a rooftop or somewhere we can look down at, right? What? Why would we have to climb onto the roof? Well, how else are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance? Did you really want to see Rika-shama's dance? Ki-chan, could it be that your strike zone is really low? I don't think we're understanding each other here. Weren't you going to show me somewhere I could see Rika-chan's dance from easily? What? Who made that promise? Huh? What's going on, dude? Alright, gonna do the oblivious protagonist route. Okay. Why me? Why do I always misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Yeah, it kinda is. Am I just reading the wrong things into it? No, you're not. Well, yeah, but probably what you think it might be. Then why'd you call me all the way out here? With an expression that indicated she wasn't fooling around, Shion pressed her index finger to my lips and said slowly and quietly, "This place is a dark, dead, empty spot. You can't see it from the festival grounds. And now a male and female of the same age are all alone together." Could this be a kiss? Shion, she's not planning something crazy again, is she? Shh. Look over there. See? Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbrush. And there we saw 2 figures, one male and one female. Ah, so we're voyeuring. What's that? That's probably the photographer and his piece. Is that? We're right at the scene of the rendezvous, of course. See? Look closely. Can you tell who they are? I peered intently into the dark at Shion's suggestion. Oh, it's Tomitaki-san and Takano-san. The 2 of them were clearly breathing quietly and glancing around to make sure nobody knew they were there as they crouched before the entrance to a wooden storehouse-like building. Were they doing it with his camera in her purse? Wait, Shion, could this be what you wanted to show me? Ki-chan, you can see Rika Shama's dance any year, but we won't ever get another chance like this, okay? I had thought the Sonozaki sisters each had their own personalities, but at times like this they seemed all too similar. I'm going back. Don't call me for something like this again. If you move now, they'll see us. At our noisy argument, Takano-san suddenly turned around. Oh my, who might that be? We held our breaths and tried to wait it out, but it seems like Takano-san was now acutely aware of our presence. Shion and I exchanged glances, then gave up and climbed out from behind the bush. Well, hello there, darling. The moon sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? God. My. If it isn't Shion-chan and Marbury-kun. Good evening. Yes, the moon certainly is pretty. What's this? Kichi-kun, you sure are smart, you know that? Having a secret date in a place like this? Then I guess we accidentally interrupted something important. You're the ones who are meeting up secretly. Tomitaki-san and Takano-san laughed to themselves, and it got on my nerves for some reason. Wait, so you 2 weren't having a little rendezvous then? Of course we weren't. Liar. Though I don't dislike that kind of romance. Am I right? Hehe. Unfortunately, this wasn't the location of a rendezvous either of you would want to see. Sorry for not living up to your expectations. This wasn't a rendezvous. Then what were you doing? Tomitaki-san, were you just messing around with that padlock on the door just now? After she said that, I looked at the 2 of them again, and I definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, fiddling with a pretty heavy looking padlock. I guess you've been found out, huh? We were trying to break into the warehouse. But don't yawn there. But don't tell anyone, alright? Don't tell anyone. Are you thieves or something? I demanded unthinkingly, just because of how absently Tomitaki-san was grinning. Nah, never. Thieves are people who steal things, right? It's not like we were trying to take anything out of here. I see. Then why are you trying to unlock the door? This is the forbidden storehouse for ritual tools. Oh, is that why they were killed in the previous chapter? They were breaking in. Little B&E. They say only the Furude family and a mere handful of others are allowed in. Forbidden storehouse? I took a few steps back at that and looked on the entire warehouse. It certainly looked like one, built removed from any signs of people, almost as if in secret. Ritual tools. Yeah, the little sussy, little sussy baka there. Pretty pretty conspicuous. It was filthy, revealing how little was ever opened. And it was built to be durable, giving it a strange, overpowering impression. Now that I looked at it more closely, it was certainly different than normal warehouses. This place, they called it ritual implements. Oh, they're called ritual implements. Basically, this is a warehouse where they store such tools used in rituals. Like goat heads? Well, more accurately, maybe it's a temple where the implements are enshrined. The ritual hell Rika-chan is using for the offertory dance was inside here until today. Of course, if anyone but the Furude family enters, they bring impurity into it. So absolutely no one is allowed a single step inside it. It's a little extreme, but alright, whatever. Who am I to judge cultures? It's a sanctuary. Shouldn't we absolutely not be coming to a place like this then? However, Takano was wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and a terribly cruel grin at worst. I told you I was researching Hanamizawa's folktales and legends out of interest in them, didn't I? A lot of the answers to questions I'm curious about are hidden away inside here. I waited all this time until today for this chance. Everybody's eyes were fixed on the dance at the shrine grounds today. This was the ultimate blind spot. I see. I didn't know you had locket picking skills, Tomitaki-san. You can actually do dishes up and won't miss it. Ooh, wonder what it is. Seems like we're kind of getting close. Stop it. Besides, if you do miss it, we still have the VOD, so. I don't want to be doing this, okay? Or whoever it is. Sorry for taking you along with me, but this was all thanks to you, Shuru-san. I really am grateful. Sheesh. This is the only time, understand, Takano-san? I don't want to be sneaking into places like this. You really are a good person, Jiro-san. Clink. Tomitaki-san undid the padlock and placed it to the side. It's open. Oh boy, what's in there? Thank you. At long last. Takano-san gulped. Water. With an unusually excited air about her, she gave the heavy door a shove. The sharp smell of mold and dust flowed out from the gap in the doors. I had claimed curses didn't exist, but in this situation, I could believe in them. If you went into such a holy place with our shoes on, it feels like we could be punished somehow. How about it? Your accomplices too. You came all the way here, so why not come in and take the tour? Little bait. Little come here. It'll be a little field trip to a museum of precious cultural artifacts that conceal the secret history of Hanamizawa. But you're not my teacher. And it's only open today. Hee. We're not accomplices or anything. Aren't you interested though? Come on, let's take a peek. Shion said, predictably linking her arm with mine. I mean, okay, fine. But we definitely shouldn't be doing this. This is a holy warehouse, isn't it? You said ritual implements, right? I feel like we shouldn't go in. I am part of the Sonozaki family, so I have a good guess as to what we'll find in there. But I want you to see it too, Ki-chan. You want to show something to me? I thought it was just a ploy, but Shion's eyes looked entirely serious. Of course, she was a sort who could lie with a straight face. Of course, I was an average boy too, easily persuaded by certain personality traits of hers. My curiosity was at least twice that of a normal person. Sleeping, forbidden treasures, never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around too often. Yep, totally not going to, If I had to choose, then I want to see. So the locked door is open, though. I don't know about this. Well, you on there? If you're not interested, Ki-chan, then you can leave now. I think you'll wonder about it later, though. Tomitaki-san spoke after listening to our discussion, himself having sat down on the stairs taking a short rest. I'll keep watch here. Go in and check it out with them. No, I'm not too interested. But it might be pretty interesting for a young guy like you, Kichi-kun. He said, laughing mischievously. Dude is fucking jacked, by the way. I'm pretty sure I said that before, but damn. Absolute diesel. There is no ill will in his laughter. Tomitaki-san, do you know what's in here? Ugh, kind of. Oh, welcome back. Still postponing the inevitable, whatever it is. I still have no clue. Takano-san told me all about it. Must be a pain to have to go along with your companion's unique hobbies, huh? Tomitaki-san didn't answer that, only responding with a pained smile. Takano-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she dropped absolutely everything else for something she had an interest in and go straight for it. But Tomitaki-san, on the other hand, seemed like the gold standard of what a normal person should be. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made the guilt feel lighter. Okay, but just a little. If it's not interesting, I'm leaving. You got it. Shion gave me another Mion-like wink. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. Looks like we're decided. Shall we go inside? Jiro-san, we'll leave this to you. Tomitaki-san waved his hand to see us off. The inside was pitch black, but Takano-san turned on the battery power lantern she brought, revealing a pretty cramped front room. This won't have future repercussions? No, surely not. We only have 6 more chapters left. This obviously won't come to bite us back in the ass. So dark in here. Everyone, take care not to trip over anything. I appreciate the concern. Okay, doorman, keep a good watch. We're shutting the door now. Takano-san smiled spitefully, as if leaving Tomitaki-san out of something fun, and began to close the door. Yeah, surely. Dude, what if they all just, like, the entire town just surrounded that warehouse as we were coming out? That'd be fucking scary. Well, that's just a guess, though. I still have no idea. But still, that'd be wild. Man. Alright, everyone. Have fun. There was a low, heavy, and loud noise, and we were completely cut off from the outside world, covered in silent darkness. The Kana-san lantern was the only light we had. It'll be fine. It's an outdoor lantern with backup batteries inside. Won't go out or anything. Looks like Takano noticed my uneasy expression. I couldn't help but blush a little and avert my gaze. Okay, what's in here? Just a room? Deeper inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was within. Strange how it has an antechamber even though it's just a warehouse, isn't it? I believe it's set up this way so that you can open one door at a time, never letting the room with all tools be seen from the outside. Huh. Some interesting door mechanics. Takana-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. But still, it's really dark in here. Huh? That over there, it's... I spotted a circuit breaker hanging from a clump of wiring, clumsily attached to the wall. Ooh, what does that go to? The lights? Oh, here. Isn't this a light switch or something? I flipped the biggest switch I can find, and with a click, the pitch black room was illuminated by an old bare light bulb. Probably wasn't a good idea. Everyone scrunched up their faces at the sudden strobe-like brightness. Don't! Before she even finished, she unslapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There was another loud click, and the room returned to darkness, with only the lantern for illumination. Yeah, don't have to worry about what she says. Ow! You can't, Ki-chan. We snuck in here, remember? If you turn on the light, it might give us away. I'm scolded by Shion fairly harshly. It looks like she was worried about whether someone had seen them from the momentary light. It's alright. It was only for a moment. Moment's all you need, man. Takana-san remained a relaxed adult. It seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of it if someone did see us. Let's go in. Here we go. There. Even heavier door opened. And this time, it wasn't just the dust that came out with the air. There was also a nasty smell. Could you imagine if instead of the light going out, more lights turned on? Yeah, that's what I was saying, because he said a circuit breaker. It's not like a circuit breaker had to go to light in the warehouse. Like, what if other lights outside of the warehouse went on? Like, further giving away their position. Ooh, that'd be... Ooh. It's a little nerve-wracking, to say the least. So, nasty smell. Maybe a dead thing. Maybe. One smell was like opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years. And the other smell, the nasty one, was hard to explain, but it was like the raw odor of a fish market. From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Kano-san held up her lantern and revealed the contents of the expansive room. Oh boy. Whoa. At the back of the wall of the storehouse, right in front of us, was a Buddha-like holy object, standing there, looking down at us. I was taken aback by its unseen force, lit up by the slender beam of the lantern. That's the guardian god of Hanamizawa, Oyashiro-sama. It's far grander than the one at the shrine. Oyashiro-sama. So this is the spirit protecting Hanamizawa. One guarding the holy land of Hanamizawa from the impurities of the outside world, and the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to soil the land with damp construction. It looks like there are far more tools stored here than I thought, but this is so sad. None of them have been maintained. How unfortunate that they're in such a state. Even in dim light, I could see a lot of strange objects lining the walls, ceiling, and shelves. Kano-san, speaking as if in a trance, was infatuated by the various implements filling the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead, this was more like the workshop of a blacksmith or carpenter. There were a lot of large wooden, metal tools packed in here. Putting it bluntly, it's all pretty boring stuff. I'd imagine there would be more artistic things in here from the Heian period, but these are a far cry from being cultural artifacts. Alright, yeah, bit of an anticlimax, I suppose. My expression betrayed my dash hopes, and they caught on right away. Oh, is this not interesting for you? I'm not into literature or art, so I can look at this stuff, but I don't really understand its value. Kiichi-kun, you really do like it. You really do look like you don't get it. I guess that's only natural. Kano-san reached into the paper bag that she had been holding the whole time, took out a worn scrapbook, and began to flip through it. Then, just for you, Kiichi-kun, I'll tell you an old story. Do we have time for that? Like, do we honestly have time for a story? It's a common tale in this region. If you go to the library, it would even be on the recommended reading list. Telling stories in such a dark, creepy place. She must have a horror story in mind. Shion's face belied nothing but calm. If she had the same personality as Mion, she'd have found fault with me being scared. I'll endure it for now and pretend to be calm. Okay. Alright, I'll read it. After confirming that I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly, like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book. Long, long ago, in a certain village in the mountains, there was a swamp. This swamp was very, very deep. Some even called it bottomless. People said it was connected to hell, the land of demons. The rumors said that it was deeper than the ocean, and that anyone it swallowed would sink into the underworld. A bottomless swamp. Its name was Onigafuchi. Wait. I thought back to the story I heard yesterday about the sacrifices sinking to the bottomless swamp. Could it be the swamp Shida talking about? So then the village was Hanamizawa, right? You catch on quickly. That's right. Though it was called Onigafuchi Village at the time. Onigafuchi Village. That's a pretty inauspicious name. It evokes quite the image, doesn't it? I hear that the name was changed to the Meiji period. The name of the swamp connected to hell was called Onigafuchi. This means, keep right clicking, the demon's abyss. And the true name of this village, Hanamizawa, was Onigafuchi Village. So, Demon's Abyss Village. The villagers belonged to that abyss, or to hell in other words. They lived their lives worshipping the swamp said to connect to it. Then one day, demons began to appear, one after the other, from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared that hell was overflowing. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves and tremble. So, did someone exterminate them? Unfortunately, there is no Momotaro or Superman in this fairy tale. Then, did they get the whole village together to fight them? Heavens no. The villagers weren't nearly strong enough to fight on equal terms with the demons. Then, the only recourse would be to flee the village. They couldn't do that either. To the villagers, it was their beloved homeland. It didn't matter how terrifying the demons. They wouldn't have run away so easily. Then what did they do? Well, I mean, they sacrificed people. Wouldn't they just get wiped out? Unable to fight, unable to run. All they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. Then, when everyone had lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, descended onto them. I see. So, Oyashiro-sama came down from the sky and beat up all the demons then. Yeah. Give a little 1-2 pap. Little smack in the kisser right there. Such a boy, Kichan. God. Like, ugh. They always jump straight to using force to resolve things. Shion sighed, a little annoyed. Don't look annoyed. Embarrassed, I held my tongue. The thing about Oyashiro-sama, he wasn't a violent god who would beat them up, like you're saying. He was a kind god, filled with love and benevolence. The strength of Oyashiro-sama descended from the heavens. Couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight. They simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Oyashiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came. But the demons wept and challenged him, saying they could never return. The world of the demons too has harsh commandments. They claimed they had been banished from hell. Demons. You didn't have a place to go either, in hell or the human world. Of course, they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflect on it, and we're sorry. Nice little sorry. Little YouTube apology. Want to break out the ukulele, tell me how sorry you are for killing my family. As the villagers conversed among themselves, little by little, they came to pity the demons, and after talking with everyone in the village, they decided to live alongside them. Well, I'm glad you guys came to such a reconciliation. A lot of fairy tales have them being exterminated or driven away, but you don't often hear one where they live in peace. Oh, and I'm gonna stretch again. Oh boy. Whew. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Probably started a little bit earlier. You're right. Oop. Demons are supposed to symbolize all evils. A story where they decide to live together with humans is certainly strange. They all lived happily ever after. It makes for a boring story too. When the demons first heard their villagers' invitation, they doubted their ears, but soon burst into tears of joy. The villagers have given them a place to live. It was said that in payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of powers and secrets with the villagers. Oyashiro-sama was very pleased with this happy exchange. He gave the demons the bodies of humans so that they would be indistinguishable from the villagers. Okay, I'm sure this won't backfire in any way whatsoever. Demons being disguised as human. Alright. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. He himself decided to stay on the surface and watch over the everlasting peace between them. A land in which man, demon, and God live together. I had thought the word demon was a noun meaning evil that needs to be exterminated. God may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like that where both sides live in harmony. Yeah, that's true. Wonder what that says about us. I see. I guess that's kind of interesting. Although the Normie fairy tale ends there, it was revised quite a bit during the Edo period into a much longer story. After that, the humans and demons intermixed, and eventually there was no difference between them. So the demons ended up disappearing? No, not at all. Half of them stayed just as they were. The knowledge the villagers had received from demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transient or transcendent. They were well aware the power they had was heresy, and as though below worshipped them, they lived out their lives in secrecy. The story is the root of many derivative tales and pieces of fiction. It's the foundation, I mean. The basis. Jesus. What do you mean by root? She means the part about the villagers having demon blood. Duh. Like, ugh, God. What I mean is, all of the legends from around here are based on the premise that the villagers are descended from demons. There was a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that she, too, had demon blood in her. Is there any proof, though? Maybe it's somehow rooted in historical fact beyond just fairy tales. Oh, Marbury-kun. Then do you believe that demons really did come out of the swamp and breed with humans? It's not that I don't believe it, but when she said demon, she meant the ones from hell. But in ancient Japan, the word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that kind, right? The more well-known use involves the drifting foreigner theory. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby seas had suddenly markedly different customs that they were called demons. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians, but everything about those from the West was different. Their physiques, their faces, and their skin color. In Japan, terms like red demon and blue demon evoke images especially of Westerners. Lacking in skin pigment, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Okay. Being fair-skinned, I think blood vessels appearing on their skin would look blue too. Get a nice little history lesson there too. A handful of ancient aliens were drifted to Japan and came under persecution, being called demons. They would flee into the mountains to survive, turning into bandit groups and attack villages for food and the like. How does that explanation sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Takano gave me such a weird smile when, having come up with such an impromptu hypothesis, I unconsciously followed it up with self-deprecation. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me. It's not ridiculous. There are a lot of people who subscribe to the drifting foreigner theory. Even so, nobody actually knows what happened. Were they groups of foreigners who turned to banditry? Or were they really demons who had come from the bottom of the world? Then, Takano-san, which one do you believe? Truth of the matter aside, I'd rather believe the more fantastic explanation. It's more fun that way, isn't it? Her answer made her sound a wee bit like romanticist. Here, I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that. She is a nurse, after all. Now then, this is where the fun begins. Ooh. Kano-san brought an end to her storytelling and waits for a moment as if to tantalize us. Suddenly, Shion looked around as if something had caught her eye. Her head bobbed to and fro, like she was making sure nothing had changed. Okay. What's wrong, Shion? I'm sorry. Please don't worry about it. I kind of want to worry about it. I feel like I should worry about it. Shion pretended as though nothing had happened. Kano-san also made sure nothing had happened, and cleared her throat and broached the next subject. I explained that half of the villagers have demon blood. That blood, they actually say that it's the blood of the kind of demon that eats people. Man-eating demons? That escalated quickly. Ooh. That blood still runs through the villagers' veins. I don't like that little smile that you gave me. They say that sometimes the blood awakens from its slumber. I thought the fairy tale had a happy ending, with the humans and demons living in peace. But it began to suddenly change into a brutal, bloody story. Well, they eat people. They say that every decade or so, they can't help but want to feast on human flesh. The villagers can't eat other villagers, so when this happens, it's said that they descended on the human villages and conducted onikakushi. What's an onikakushi? Is that like a seppuku? Broadly speaking, it's when a demon kidnaps someone, when a person is demoned away. They say that the villagers of Onikafuchi would overwhelm unfortunate human villages in order to kidnap sacrifices. Takano-san's explanation was plain and simple, but when I imagined what it must have been like, it was terrifying. What's the name of the festival? Watanagashi? Onikafuchi, Watanagashi. What does Watanagashi even mean anyway? I'm sure there's like some connection there. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real demons en masse. Yeah, because Onikafushi means abyss of the demons or something like that. Yeah, I completely forgot what Watanagashi means. They attack the villages they loathe in a dirty world of the masses below. And then they kill and eat their sacrifices. So they're no different from demons after all. What did Rishiro-sama do? Wasn't he supposed to be staying in the village and watching over them? Oh yeah, Shiro knew about it, of course. Onikakushi isn't indiscriminate. The villagers apparently never kidnapped anyone other than the sacrifice decided upon by their god. In the text, it's usually one or two people. A village inhabited by those both human and inhuman. It was like the heartwarming episode's colors had inverted, like negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth. So, on the nights when they raided villages, they would feast on their kidnapped sacrifices, which is why the nights came to be known as Watanagashi. Watanagashi. Tonight's festival was Watanagashi. Wait, so Watanagashi, that's when they eat people that they kidnap. Interesting. I just couldn't reconcile the fun festival with the horrible tale Takano-san was telling me. Yeah, we're starting to find out the truth about Watanagashi Festival in this little cramped warehouse. Watanagashi, well, wasn't it about giving thanks to the futons we use over the winter or something? Oh, that's right. It's about burning things that we love or are appreciative for. Icha-chan. Wata has another meaning, you know. It means entrails. Shion, who had been silent until now, spoke up. Entrails? Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Like fish guts. Wait, what? Like a jigsaw puzzle. The fun times I had today, and Takano-san's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind. I mean, just because, you know, a holiday or a tradition comes from grim background doesn't mean it's grim background nowadays. I mean, wasn't Halloween like something morbid origin speaking wise? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple of them. Watanagashi, so gut spilling. I didn't think that could ever feel so nauseating. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I thought so. Yes. It's as you imagine, my Kun. Right now, the Watanagashi Festival might just be a somewhat early festival occurring every June, but it used to be different. It used to be a ghastly, cannibalistic feast, held on the night the villagers had collected their unfortunate dinner. That can't be true. I had no real reason to say that, but I couldn't help it. Kun, you said that Watanagashi is a ritual about purifying futons, right? What do you think the futons filled with cotton with wata represent? Futons are futons. Yeah, futons equal futons. That's correct. They're beds. They're things for sleeping in. What else could they possibly represent? I was rattling on, desperately attempting to deny the horrible festival that Takano-san was describing. And here's the thing, be honest, you haven't seen anything horrible yet, at least in this iteration, so I don't know why he's so paranoid. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futons, stuff with cotton? If the cotton represented entrails in both the pronunciation and meaning, then entrailed field futons would have to be humans. It's an interesting futon. Leaving on a person. Why don't you think back to the offertory dance Rika-chan performed? Do you know what she was doing up there? No, I don't. I didn't even watch the whole thing anyway. Shh. Ki-chan, you're getting too worked up. Shion grabbed one of my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere I should raise my voice. Even so, I still can't suppress this agitation I feel. Rika-chan was carrying a festival hoe. Oh, not like this. You've probably realized it already, but that's not a hoe for plowing fields. It's a tool for dissecting human bodies. Fucking metal, dude. I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I don't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I'd left. When I told this to Takano-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. Summarize what she said. After what I'd seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futons with that hoe, cutting them open, and pull out the cotton inside. She'd cut the cotton out one bed at a time and set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it was. Broadly speaking, it was quite the bombastic ceremony where they'd rip out the guts and throw them into the basin. And then the ritual was over. It's thought that afterwards, the villagers, each with a different role, dismantled the flesh piece by piece and feasted upon it. At Takano-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt for some reason violent displeasure. Rika-chan, every day during our lunch break, she'd take a rice pounding mallet into the schoolyard, and she worked so hard, sweating bullets, to practice for the offertory dance she had done today. All that effort, all that work, Takano-san disgraced it. Even though she worked so hard to practice for today. Takano-san, I think you should choose your words more carefully. Ki-chan's pretty naive, so please don't tease him too much. A moment before I opened my mouth to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have fully must have been fully aware of how that story made me feel. I'm sorry. I thought you'd like a story with that sort of shock value. Since you're a boy. Yeah. Look up in there. Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she smiled gracefully. After hearing all that, did you figure what kind of stuff is in the storehouse? Kichan? See? Look. Shion pointed out one of the walls vaguely illuminated by the lantern's light. There was... mere moments ago, they hadn't held my interest. They were just boring looking tools lined up on the shelves. Ugh. All those uninteresting tools that I didn't understand how to use, they all suddenly took on a new meaning. I couldn't help but let out a groan. At first, they had looked like carpentry tools, like chisels or planes. However, when I thought back, I'd seen pictures of these sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came up in the Japanese history textbook. Yes, on a page introducing the Katai Shinso, or the new text on anatomy. These sorts of things. They're printed realistically in the literature of Germany, capital of the medical world. These are carpentry tools. These strangely shaped tools, they're for dissection. Everyone knows that in the Edo period, they would dissect the corpses of those who had been put to death in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of the dissection tools they used at the time came up in the textbook cellular supplements. The things hung up on this wall all looked exactly the same as those. If you want a scary way of looking at it, think of them as cooking utensils. Nakano-san, holding the lantern, the only light source in the room, led us along the wall. She had only the light, so I had to walk after her whether I liked it or not. Look. Nakano-san illuminated a coiled chain which left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. The chain itself was nothing unusual, but further along it were metal fetters that were like hinges, clearly meant for binding people. Kichan, look at that. Jian tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to a restraining table that was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze. My blood felt like it was turning into sherbet as it crawled up my back. On each of the joints, there were things like chains and iron balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in. It's probably a chopping block. I think he chopped the sacrifice down to prepare them for eating. The word shopping block sent a jolt through my body. When I looked more closely, there are many dark slices carved into it, as though from a knife or a saw. They were the most clear-cut signs of usage you could ask for. It proved these tools weren't just for show. They were used for their original purpose. If someone was strapped tightly onto this table, they probably won't be able to move even a muscle. Their guts would be defenseless. You take one of those eerie cooking knives lined up over there, stab them with it, and then you slice open the belly and dissect them. I'd heard the stories, but this is incredible. Before coming in here, Shion had mentioned she had a good guess of what was inside, but it seems to have exceeded her imagination. Party time. Time to party, baby. Got the torture implements in the house. What? There's still more. But wait, there's more. You don't say, Billy Mays. Fucker. How about it? More fascinating than a wax museum, isn't it? Takano-san had this happy expression like she was visiting a toy store for the first time. I don't get it. This Mio Takano person has nerves of steel. Yeah, she just kind of has like a goth personality, but like in a 20-something blonde-year-old body. Are these bizarre, grotesque objects that fascinating to her? I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank. This was all a bit too weird for me. Still, there was something even more horrifying than all this. That would be none other than Takano-san herself. Takano-san, holding the lantern, giving off such a thin beam of light. If she suddenly turned it off, then I would... What would I do when the next moment everything went totally dark? That's why I was scared. Takano-san had the only light, and anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shion had started holding onto my shirt sleeve. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally, here and now. Before we had even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air I felt on my skin changed completely. These cruel tools lined up, all crammed together in this place. Some were horrible ones made to take away the sacrifice's freedom, and some were tools made to efficiently disassemble and prepare the bodies for consumption. The photographer could probably force Kicho onto our shading table without breaking a sweat. Honestly, I think anyone could probably do that. I'm getting the vibe that the main character is the weakest link of the entire village. Yeah, maybe even Satsuko and Rika-chan. Oh no, actually you'd probably be able to fight them off. But yeah, it does seem like a pretty a weak grip type of person. Let me unstrap me on that table. Hey man, whatever we're into. Those are just the things I understood. There are plenty of other strange looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. Now that I was here, I didn't have the slightest desire to hear the details, but what sort of terrifying reasons they were meant to be used for. Terrifying or pleasurable. At the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean, simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people were, obviously, constructed in a way that they could kill people. Yeah, I mean, that's how that definition works. Pretty obvious. If that was a goal, then the person you use them on would obviously end up dead. Yep, big braining it even further. Nice. The kind of tools here, however, were different. Tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, and for grinding them. They were tools of torture. Yep. They weren't made to kill people. People were dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. Fussy. If the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but don't even die in the end. Perhaps they're only being allowed to live. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Only now, in this moment, that I fully realize just how terrifying and fearsome that difference was. People, you see, most of these wouldn't kill them if used properly. Kano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking smile. Burning at the stake, the famous method of execution for wishes, will kill the person immediately. When the body suffers extreme burns on the skin all over, the decomposition of the skin's chemical makeup produces poison like symptoms and causes an immense shock to the victim. Oh, didn't know that. The composition of the skin's chemical makeup, poison-like symptoms. Okay. Though I suppose it's still very cruel compared to the guillotine. You have to wait far longer for that to happen. You describe such horrors in a strangely medical way. Yeah, she is a nurse after all. Shion immediately answered the question I had. Kano-san is a nurse. Yeah. There is a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true. If you want to kill someone with burning, steam them, not burn. Burning destroys the nerves quickly, whereas steam makes them feel pain the whole time. I guess I'll put that in the bank. In the mind bank. Not sure where I'm going to use it, but I'm sure how I know that. However, I'm just going to continue reading on. Oh, and also, there's a method of execution in ancient Rome where they would grill the person. Ooh, nice little long pig barbecue. The good old barbecue sauce on it, some of that Memphis, Texas sauce, some of that famous Dave's Devil May Cry sauce. Little broil, little 12-hour broil. Just like a barbecue. That's why I know this. They would cover the person in wire netting and slowly cook them over a charcoal fire. They eat them afterwards? To think the memories of what I went to a day camp with my family would come rushing back now of all times so vividly. That's what it was like. Apparently they wouldn't die too easily for some reason. According to one source, even if they roasted one side of the person to a crisp for an entire night, they would still be conscious and able to speak fluently. That is terrifying. That's insane. You grill someone the whole day and they still be conscious? It's said that in ancient Rome, famous for their executions, thought of plenty of ways to execute someone while having the victim stay alive for as long as possible. Among them, there was one method where they would open the gut, pull out the intestines like sausages, pull them up with a winch, and put them on public display. Sham was behind me, clinging to me. Not just because she was scared. She was protecting her stomach. You would think someone with their intestines pulled out would die instantly, right? Actually, as long as you do it tenderly and thoroughly with a mother's touch, it's apparently possible to pull them all out while the person is still conscious. I felt a I felt a sick feeling in my stomach. It was like my organs were coiling up just from Takano-san's stare. Though pulling them out with a winch was a rather exaggerated method. In a more barbaric way, they might slice open the gut, then cut the intestines out and throw them everywhere. It's quite imaginable that they did dreadful things like that too, isn't it? However, those being put to death are conscious. It must be far more terrifying than painful. He spoke with pleasure, as if she had come here on a sightseeing trip. I heard Shion gulping multiple times near my ears. Perhaps Hinamizawa, or rather Onigafuchi village, does something like that for the Watanagashi festival. Listen, if you try hard, can't you hear it? I wanted nothing more than to not hear anything at all. So why only at times like this do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to? Takano-san, having realized she scared Shion and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Then she turned on her heel, raised a lantern, and began to walk again. If Takano-san left us here, we'd get even further away from the light. Shion and I, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along on her field trip through the ritual storehouse. I suppose we've seen a bit of everything. The kind of shit I tell to my cousins. Man, I'm glad I didn't have any. I mean, I do have a older sister, but we never like got each other like this. See, this place is interesting, isn't it? She said. She said, raising the lantern high in the center of the storehouse. Dim lighting didn't change, but for some reason, I felt like I was able to see all of those horrible tools at once. Ki-chan, look up. She unsounded while grabbing the nape of my neck. I couldn't tell, but it was because it was so dark, but there were a lot more tools hanging from the ceiling as well. They all looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. For cages, they were very small. Cramped cages just for one, like a casket. If you got locked up in there, no, you wouldn't get locked up inside it. It was another tool meant for restraining people, where the iron bars would squeeze you tightly. So many, big and large, things of all shapes were hanging down. Takano-san's mention of execution by grilling crosses my mind. We weren't just surrounded on all sides by these terrifying instruments. Things crowded the ceiling, or even hanging over our heads. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rowie. There are many of these sorts of bird cages among European torture devices. I'm surprised to see them in Japan as well. Ki-chan, is there something in there? A person? Mummy? Where? Shion desperately pointed to one of the many human-sized bird cages hanging from the ceiling, but I couldn't tell which one she meant. Being that dark, there wasn't any way you could tell if something was there in the first place. I don't see anything. You sure you're not seeing things? Shion didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, we couldn't do much but wonder. Marbury-kun, after seeing this, have you come to believe in all of it? The countless terrible rituals passed down in Hinamizawa? It's got nothing to do with believing in them. Now that I've been shown the real thing like this, there's no possible way to deny it. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. It was well known that the era gave birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape-like torturous feasts because of religious suppression and things of that nature? Hinamizawa itself had such a period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, land of the witch hunts, that was all far in the past, no more than a series of historical events. And in this age, nothing that abnormal would ever happen. You'd be surprised. That must apply to Hinamizawa as well. Just as Europe had its dark ages, Hinamizawa had one too. That's how it should be taken. Even if these things all really happened in Hinamizawa, they're long past. They don't have anything to do with the people living in Hinamizawa right now. Robert-kun, I really do like this village. Doesn't sound like she was making fun of me. Kano-san gave me a light smile. Kano-san, you're researching whether those customs survived into the present. You are, right? Shion suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. Are you telling me all these horrible things are still going on even today? What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told you, Xianshan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, I could be ganged up on and punished. Xion flashed a devilish smile, as if reveling in the immorality of it. Marbury-kun, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I could suffer Ashiro-sama's curse, or be made into a sacrifice. If it's a curse, then I wonder what kind of death it'll be this year. If it's a sacrifice, then will I be thrown into the Onagafuchi swamp while still alive? It is tonight, you know. Night of the Ashiro-sama's curse. Takano-san said, bringing her face right up close to ours. Is it to say that if she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse? That was what she seemed to be implying. Takano-san took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag, then began to flip through its pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it had all manner of things written inside. The letters were very small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was all about. Ichi and Shion were there too. What? There's a thing written inside. Huh. Here it is. A photocopy of the page from some book was slid into a notebook, and it too was written in a small tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was about by just glancing at it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. We're there too. This is a story that actually happened. It was around the end of the Meiji era. He discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onagafuchi village. An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere rumor or fairy tale. We don't have the most police documents from time anymore. As if it gets out, Kichi and Shion would have been in the warehouse too. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah, so at that point, they really have no reason to tell, so. Please, so Sabe search memories. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like a cutout of the newspaper from the Meiji era. Never before has there been a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? Being a copy of a copy, it was very hard to make it out, but it was more than enough to make me feel strangely tense. Oh boy. Yeah, you go back to him. Near the end of the Meiji era, in old Onagafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Was this the first one? That first murder? Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there were markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife, with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, but since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less the criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must have been like? I couldn't imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. Well, I'm sure you can think of something. Think of a little imaginatory stuff in your noggin about it. The victim was skinned while alive, underwent all kinds of torture, and was killed brutally. Dude, what is with this happy face of yours? The author here also thinks that even after death, the remains were divided and dissected even further, the epitome of inhumanity. I'm of the opinion that the entire process was performed while the person was still alive, though. What do you think, Marbury-kun? She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. Yeah, I thought we were done with the scary stories. As my brain was already far over capacity, however, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. Then, when I broke my gaze from Takano-san's, those strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji era with the tools found in this place. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools, and as if they had seen through my attempt to escape from them, they did nothing but ridicule me silently. So, that creepy incident, what was it in the end? The author says that regarding Onigafuchi Village's dreadful customs, they've survived into recent post-Meiji days, and that perhaps they lasted until around the beginning of the Showa period. The corpse, which at a glance had been brutally killed after a period of torture. And actually, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eater's terrifying feast. The corpse was just leftovers. It was so fantastic, so strange, it didn't feel real. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era, though, which is just too recent to be called a legend. Also, there is a newspaper clipping right here that suggests it. Okay, but even if it really happened, it was a long time ago, right? I mean, the Meiji era ended 100 years ago. That's all. Only 100 years ago. Besides, it kept happening even after the beginning of the Showa period. Like with the uproar of post-war canned flesh, isn't it? Oh, I apologize. That story was taboo, wasn't it? Kano-san immediately stopped talking as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but that expression soon disappeared. Yeah, can we go now? Please? Pretty please? Huh? Kano-san, what did you just say? Canned flesh? Just then, there was a huge creaking noise. Hopefully that's our lookout. Everyone whipped around to look. Oh, thank God. All right. Oh, Jesus. It was Tomitaki-san who had opened the door slightly. Did I startle you? Oh, Jiro-san, could you not resist seeing inside? This is a splendid treasure trove of torture devices. I'll pass on that. I'm bad at this sort of thing by nature. Kano-san held her stomach, had to muffle her laughter, as if she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity. In any case, the dance is ceremony over, and everyone's going down to the stream. The festival will be over within minutes. Oh, that's no good. Rebri-kun is just a good listener. I couldn't help telling stories. I'd really rather you not mention me in a place like this. Drew-san, could you wait out front? I want to take a few pictures. There's actually a lot of tools I'd like to bring home, but we obviously can't do that. Nakano-san took the camera out of her paper bag and began to snap photographs. Typo there. She looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt. Ichikun, are you leaving too? Ichi, Shion, where were you guys? Yeah, we do have some explaining to do. However, there was a big crowd there, so maybe we got away with it. Maybe. I've seen enough. Shion, you're good too, right? Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air. I agree. Let's leave. I did feel a bit of hesitation at leaving Takano-san by herself in this darkness. When I thought about it, though, I realized that whatever kind of evil spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could hold a candle to how scary she was. Even if it's a, even if Phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at it. It seemed like Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. We exchanged glances and smiled painfully. We left Takano-san there, bathed in a strobe of camera flashes, and decided to go leave the ritual storehouse. Oh boy, alright. I need to sleep. I think might be nearing the end, but I don't know. This thing does kind of go on for a little bit, so do that. Do a little save a do right here. So we got our little story of torture in the Furude Shrine. How they were, whatchamacallit, feeding the demons. And what the futons represented. There's nice little lore. Little spook factor in it as well. Alright, but that shall be all for tonight. So, let's see if we can do a little something here. See if we can raid. Not sure who we're gonna raid though. Who we be raiding? Who we gonna raid, G? You have the count for it? 3? Yeah, that's fine. Don't know who to watch. Reading fun. I guess her. I guess. Dev. What was that? Jev? Devins? Alright, guys. Appreciate the support. I'm going to take my well-deserved sleep. Bye-bye.